Okay, Nicola, we are live, and I wanted to thank you so much for being here. So many people have emailed you and asked you a lot of questions, and I think a lot of the questions were around the topic of money. So I thought it would be a great idea for us to just have a quick Q&A session to answer the questions that most people are emailing you, because I have a feeling, Nicola, that it's not just, you know, the handful of people that have emailed, but it's actually a lot of other people that were interested in attending our webinar, but unfortunately couldn't. From your standpoint, how do you move on from working hard and struggling just to stay afloat? Because I think that's a really big topic on everyone's forehead every day.
Look, absolutely it is. And, you know, I think, Mary, you and I have discussed the need to actually do a seminar just on that, just on finances and clearing money blocks, which we'll talk about towards the end. But, you know, like the key to begin with is making a decision that you don't want that anymore. The next key is to understanding why that's in place. Now, everybody teaches you've got to be in the vibrational frequency to attract your dream life. You've got to have the right beliefs. You've got to eliminate negative limiting beliefs. And that's all true. But here's what's not being said. And I know everybody's going to resonate with this. There is a game on the planet around money and work to hold a certain number of people in this income bracket and a certain number of people in this income bracket. So the structure of our monetary system and our world market is structured in such a way that it holds that in place. So when you look at statistics over the last decades, especially during these decades where people who teach how to become a millionaire are saying that there are more millionaires being born every year, you know, coming into fruition every year. And when you actually look at the statistical data of who holds the wealth in the world and the numbers of people that hold the wealth in the world and the percentages, it's not changed. It's just an illusion that more people are getting rich. The statistics don't change because of demographics, because of, you know, the death rate, all that sort of thing. So there is in place a game and a structure that holds your income level in place until you know how to smash the financial glass ceilings, and there are many of them that you meet along the way to reaching whatever it is your financial goal is. And you need to have a very specific goal, otherwise you never come up against the glass ceiling, and if you don't come up against the glass ceiling, you can't smash through it. Is that making sense, Mary?
Oh, this is just fantastic, Nicola.
Yeah.
You know, I love that because you know, which sort of kind of leads me into the next question I want to ask you, and this is something that I actually learned myself, you know, recently, and that is that, you know, so many of us forget to invest in a coach or, you know, or in somebody else's wisdom, if you like. And what happens is we get caught up in this whole notion that, you know, I can't afford it. Or people will, I'm sure people have asked you in your email correspondence, you know, when will you be doing the next one? I'll do the next one with you. Can I do it at a later stage? It's like we procrastinate for all our life. What do we do in that situation? Because that's a big problem, and I know even I struggle with that problem. And you know, however, you know, I've also learned that coaching for me has been unbelievable. You know, just in the last month, I've had a number of coaches, and I believe it's fast-tracked my goal and all the things that I wanted to achieve by about 12 to 24 months. I truly believe that. So what do we do in that situation? I'm sure that, and I don't know if this has happened, but I'm sure that a lot of people are asking you, hey, I can't afford it, I'll do the next one, you know, not right now, I'm busy. What does that mean?
God, you know, like that is such a complex issue. Firstly, you've got to break that game that holds your income level in place. because in today's society, we are living in a world that if you play small, you earn small, and that is going to continue to, and I want you to hear this word really clearly, decrease. If you don't watch the news and you don't know what's going on in the job market right now, you might not have heard the term called conflation. There is this conflation of income that is happening, especially in professional classes in the public sector. At the same time, there is inflation of the cost of living. So that means your disposable income is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller until you break yourself out of that game that holds that whole system in place, which is step 5 in my program, Identify and Remove Resistance. Got to break yourself out of that game, otherwise you will be spinning your wheels. The other thing about not being able to afford anything comes down to value and priorities. And this is a really important thing that has to be addressed as well. Whenever you say, I can't, doesn't matter what comes next, you cut blood supply off to a certain part of your brain that accesses the subconscious mind that allows the universe to deliver abundance. So you should eliminate I can't from your thinking, and you need to eliminate it from your speaking. So whenever there's something that you really want to have, instead of saying I can't, say how can I, and ask your universal database of genius inside of you to deliver you the way. Because if you make a decision not to do something because you can't afford it, that will be a loop repeating pattern that's going to happen over and over and over again until you break it. It doesn't change over time. And this is one of the things that I've learned. You mentioned coaching, Mary, is that when the universe gives you an answer to any of your financial desires for expansion, it is usually, for me it's 100%. For most people I know it's 100%. 100% of the time what it delivers is an opportunity for you to expand your neural net by expanding how much money you spend on yourself. So instead of spending $1,000 on the great big huge new iPhone, or $300 on an iPad, or $2,000 on a new couch, or $500 on a new TV, these are all poverty type decisions that we make with our money unless we have abundance. And then you don't make the investment in yourself, you don't spend that much or more in yourself, you've just sent a signal to the universe that you're not worth it, and you don't value it. Now, for people who are in business, if you don't value what other people are doing and what they're charging for, it's called business karma. You're going to attract people who struggle to find it to pay you. So I've noticed that the more I invest in coaching, and I'm really strategic about it, the more I invest in it, the more I get clients who are willing to invest in me. It's called karma. So somewhere along the line, the universe is going to deliver you an opportunity to take a financial leap of faith. And how you get over that, because I'm not a big fan of people, sort of like really maxing out their debt unless they're 100% certain that this program is going to get them out of debt, right? And my program is not that. I'll tell you that right now. My program is going to help you get out of debt, but it's not about getting out of debt. It's really about focusing you on getting on the right path and then removing the blocks to whatever financial purpose blocks that you've got there, so that you can actually start drawing a higher and higher income towards you.
Nicola, that's really fantastic, because I think, and I've discussed this with you, one of the things that I think has happened in the whole personal development industry is this whole notion around quick fix, cut corners, get rich quick scheme.
Yes.
And I think that people have bought into that false opportunity, and it's all just really money-making marketing, quite frankly.
Yes, it is. It makes the people that sell the program rich, not the people who do the program.
Exactly.
There's statistics on that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so what I love about what you're talking about is that and this is, I think, where the new personal development coaches are coming to fruition, and actually teaching tools and applications so far away from that quick fix mentality and actually showing humanity how to use your body and mind to actually start creating the life that you are worthy of having and deserve to have. And so I think that what you've just said is such a critical thing. And for people that are listening to this Q&A session, I think the key here is that you're not selling a get-rich-quick scheme. You're educating people about empowering themselves and how to find the power within them so that they can actually create an abundant outcome, whatever that means, whether it's money or relate, doesn't matter. The point is that because we're talking about money in this example, you know, I think this is what we need to start realizing as a collective consciousness, is that get quick rich is playing with fire, literally. You know, you play with fire, you get burnt. That's a fact. What you're saying is, no, we're so far away from that. I'm teaching you the tools to empower you so that you can actually understand how to use your brain, understand your environment much clearer from a truth standpoint, and to empower you to move forward. So I think this is a very critical point for those that are listening, is that this is what you've had the ability to do, and this is what you do with people.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, just finishing off with the whole I can't afford it, the money thing. Look, this is what I've seen. I've had this happen to me many times in my life, and I've seen it with a lot of people, is when the universe delivers you that opportunity to expand financially, it's usually always going to come in the form of investing money, and I call it investing. Spending is when you don't get anything in return or it's a fleeting moment. Investing is investing in a program or a personal development program that's going to deliver results for you over time and over the long haul, and it's throwing, you know, like it's throwing back some kind of a what do you call it, a reward for what it is. So you're investing, you're not spending. Yeah. So when you get given that opportunity, and this is only if it resonates with you, when you know, oh, I'd really like to do this, I'd love, you know, this is it, and you don't take that step. I don't want to put this out there into the universe, but I have to tell you what happens is the universe will go, great, you asked for an expansion on your finances. I just gave you an opportunity to invest in yourself so you could expand. You didn't take it, so you're still asking for an expansion in your finances, so I'm going to give you another opportunity to expand and create money and draw money into you, to have more money come into you. And Mary, I tell you, that form that it comes in the second time is usually a big car bill or a big tax bill, or something suddenly happens and all of a sudden you've got to replace your fridge. I don't know how and why that happens, but it does happen. It's happened to me more than once. And what I find is the exact money I've then had to go invest in my car, or put into getting new seals on the fridge, or some disaster that's happened that I've then got to mop up financially, it's usually around about the same amount of money, sometimes even more, than the leap of faith that I didn't take.
Wow. That's
Have you
amazing.
had that?
Oh my God, my fair share of it. I'm on a good run at the moment.
Yeah, no, I'm on a good run at the moment, because now what I do is I take right action. That's what I teach in the program. You've got to, when something resonates, you have to take the action then and there, because that's when the vortex is opening and the universe is saying, hey, I'm about to deliver to you, all you need to do is show up and then take that action.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you want to do something, it resonates with you and you can't afford it, that's what you're saying to yourself. Stop that, reverse it, and you go, you know what, I can afford it because I'm tapped into the universe of abundance. I'm now allowing the universe to speak through me and say, how can I do this? Right? Instead of saying, don't say, how can I afford this, because you're setting up a duality there. How can I do this? So the outcome is you doing the course that you want to do, or investing in coaches, or in, you know, whatever it is that you're wanting to do that's going to invest in yourself. You are going to get that support once you take that leap of faith. And going back to working with coaches and mentors, this was something, Mary, that shocked the heck out of me. Probably about 7 or 8 years ago, I was sitting in a room where Raymond Aaron no, actually it was longer than that. He was talking about 2011 being the year of change, though that was 2009. That was, I don't know, however long that was. It was a while back. And he was talking about how he'd been reorganizing his business because he knew that this big financial global crisis was coming. So it was just before the GFC. And then he was talking about huge change. He spent something like 200 grand on working with consultants and coaches and mentors who restructured his business. And it was a wake-up call for me, Mary, because what he said was he listed all the people he was working with. He listed all of his colleagues. And Raymond Aaron, for those of you who don't know, made famous by Chicken Soup for the Soul. And he said they all hired consultants, coaches, and mentors because working class and middle class people don't understand that wealthy people who've made money, I'm not talking about trust fund babies, but wealthy people who've made money and done well in business didn't get there on their own. So this idea of I can make it on my own, I can do it on their own is the great fallacy that keeps the poor and the middle class getting poorer and poorer in today's economy. Nobody rich got there on their own. They got there because they hired consultants, mentors, and coaches that could tell them about stuff they didn't know. So I just, that opened my eyes, and I went, oh, that's the missing piece for me. And I remember the first person that I started working with when I started coming, after going into bankruptcy, there were moments, Mary, where she got the priority financially because I knew she was going to get me over the hump. I knew that if I didn't do that, I was not going to get out of my financial glass ceiling. So there would be 3 days in a row at some stage where because I'd paid her the fee, I didn't have any food in the house. So I had to walk, because I didn't have money to put gas in my car, down to my brothers and sister-in-law's place to have them feed me.
Wow. Wow.
Which was quite, and luckily I have a really loving family, and if you don't have a loving family, I'm sure you've got loving friends, and there's always the city mission, there's always people that are willing to feed you. But that was how committed I was, and that was the wake up that I had of like, I'm in the position I'm in because I don't know stuff. There are people who know stuff, and this is what they do for a living. I need to value them, value their gift, so that people will in turn value me and value my gift and pay me for my gifts, called business karma. This is not the time in history that you want to be up against the wrong wall. It is definitely not. We are heading for what Harry Dent has called a Great Depression that's going to last to 2012. Now, we don't know for certain if that's true.
2020, I think, Nicola.
Sorry, excuse me, 2012, yeah.
2020.
I'm stuck in 2012. Help, I'm in a time warp. We don't know if that's going to happen for certain, but he's somebody who predicted the GFC where everybody else said, no, the economy's fine, it's picking up, everything's going great. And he's a Houdini of predictions, and he's been bang on with everything. And he's somebody I'm on his list. I trust. I work with his services and what have you because I want to keep abreast of things. You can't dilly-dally this year thinking that just by creative visualization and feeling the vortex, you'll get ahead financially, because that isn't the economy we're in. Remember, there's a game in play, and I help you systematically work through that game. We follow up by doing all of the brain sequencing and the work that we need to do to reprogram the neural net of your brain, your subconscious mind, to make sure you don't get stuck and you don't get held in this financial pattern. And then, Mary, I know that legitimately there are people that will not be able to take that leap of investment into themselves, and so therefore they won't get the benefit of moving forward financially over time, because I said there's this conflation of income that's happening on the planet right now, and we need to expand, so we actually need to play bigger. So if you're one of those people that's like really stuck and you don't even know how to manifest $100, I'm going to tell you this straight, because nobody else is telling you and it's not fair. If you don't know how to manifest $100 within 24 to 48 hours, you don't have the neural net to get ahead financially. It's hard, I know, and it was me. It was, remember, 3 days with no food and going to my brother's. I know what I'm talking about here. If you don't have the ability to manifest $1,000 to do something and invest in yourself or what you want within a few days, then you don't have what it takes to experience abundance, because an abundance consciousness can manifest and create things quite quickly. I know that's hard to hear, but so what you need to do, if you can't see a way to manifest an extra $100 or an extra $1,000 to do something that's going to be investing in your future, then you need to start by doing massive, massive, massive clearing of all of the limiting beliefs and blocks you have around money, receiving, abundance, wealthy people. I mean, there's a lot to clear, because $100 is not a lot of money. $1,000 is not a lot of money. If it's a lot of money to you, it means the neural net is too tight, and we need to loosen it up and expand it so it can vibrate at the frequency that will receive ever increasing amounts of money for you to make a difference in your life, your family's life, and the world at large.
Nicola,
So,
you know what? I just wanted to interject there, because that is so true what you're saying. I personally have worked on manifesting. You know, I started with $100. I started with $10. Then I went to $50. Then I went to $100, and then I started doing $1,000. And then it freaked me out, because when I started doing that, it took me 2 years on this whole journey to get to that point. But I had to learn how to use my body and my brain to actually start, you know, manifesting. And I remember doing it 2 days in a row. I wanted to manifest $1,000, and I thought, I'll try and I'll see how I go. And it happened. It was just the most awesome experience I had. I was jumping and dancing around the house because I was like, yes, I know how to do it now.
Yeah, what will happen is that because you're alive and the soul wants you to live and eat, you will always manifest a way to eat. But you won't go beyond to get the extras. That's the abundance block. So that's why I say, if you can manifest $100 to buy food or pay a bill, that's easy, because your soul's always going to help you survive. But if you can't manifest $100 or $1,000 to invest in something that you really want to do, there's some massive clearing that needs to take place. And so for those of you that are, that haven't yet got to that stage, massive amount of clearing. And so Mary and I got together with a colleague of ours called Edward Mannix, who's a big transformation leader, teaches the Compassion Key. And we're going to look at doing a blocks clearing limiting beliefs program coming up. And you can get information about that at clearlimitingbeliefs.com. I think we'll put a link in the bottom there, Mary.
Yeah.
And the page, we haven't done a sales page, because we're only going to do this for a really small amount of people. So it'll just be, because this is a clearing session. It's kind of the format is 4 weeks of working with me, Mary, and Edward, and we're clearing. We're not downloading a whole lot of information. I'm going to be doing what I do, going into the subconscious mind, collective consciousness, to pull up all the limiting beliefs that are there in that moment that need to be cleared, and then showing you how you can do that for yourself. Mary, you're going to be doing the major component that's missing in a lot of money magnetism, and Edward's going to be doing some clearing on clearing karmic templates around money. Great. So we add all that together with 4 clearing sessions, which would cost, if you worked with any one of us individually, it would be $300. Sometimes it's $500, depending on the package that you choose. So instead of that, for the whole 4 clearing sessions, again, these are clearing sessions. They're not information sessions. They're clearing. We're going to start clearing. Well, there's 3 clearing sessions and 1 information and clearing session together, so you've got the big picture. And that you've got it today for $189 or $295 if you drag your feet. If you want to grab the early bird special, there's a button there that you can grab that special right away. And then when we actually launch next week with the email to show you, what's going to be happening and introduce you to everybody, then what they're going to be doing with you with these clearing sessions, then the price will obviously be the proper retail price.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that, Nicola. Because
so am I.
I'm really excited about that. I think that it will be really powerful and impactful, and you're absolutely right. It's not about pushing more product. It's actually about genuinely a clearing process, and it's hands-on. And people, and you know what, Nicola, we're also giving away our energy and working collectively to try and get people to a level of consciousness so that they can actually start moving forward. And I want to say, Nicola, I wish that I had this when I started my journey 20 years ago. I really do. I genuinely mean that. To me, this is the most powerful component of any person starting off on a personal development journey. And as you rightly said, it's not about, you know, watching, you know, subliminal videos and writing affirmations, because most people don't even know how to write their affirmations to bypass the conscious mind. So this is really informative. It's kind of like everything that you do, everything that Edward does, everything that I do, packaged into that 4 weeks, and I'm excited about it. I really am, and I'm also appreciative that we're working together, and I think that people listening to this, you know, we really would love to have you on board.
Then the other step would be at least get those money blocks handled and cleared now. You don't have time to waste. And I hate fear-mongering, but, you know, I don't know how else to motivate people to focus on really clearing those money blocks. Otherwise, you're going to end up getting caught, and I don't want that to happen to anybody because it's unnecessary, especially when the answer to it is actually quite simple, and it's all under your control. It's all within your ability to remove all of the programming and the processes that have brought you to where it is that you're at, so that you can actually move forward and start having that financial ease and freedom and grace in your life. By doing the course that we've got, which is going to be 4 clearing sessions with myself, Mary, and Edward Minix, and that's over at clearlimitingbeliefs.com, and we will put a link below this video for that.
Definitely, definitely. Nicola, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Such a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm really excited to be working with you. I really do hope that we've answered all the questions that people have been asking, and of course, just to remind people that the offer will come down in the next 24 hours, Nicola, or 48 hours? How long do they have?
No, they have got a little bit longer. I think it's till Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't look at my calendar. But I think you've got a couple of days, and
so I think
you've got 2 options.
You can PM me on Facebook or Nicola. That's fine if you need anything clarified. Other than that, I want to thank you, and I hope that people that are listening have found this informative. And I know from my personal experience that, you know, if I could have had this opportunity, if I understood the power of coaching and how it would expand my mind and expedite my potential, I would have done it many, many years ago. But I wasn't.
It would have saved you money, right?
Exactly.
If you
this is the thing.
Saved you money.
Yeah, and the thing is, Nicola, that, you know, I didn't, and when I did get coaching, it was the wrong coaching. You know, like it actually got me into a deeper hole. And so, anyway, this is not about me. I'm just sharing, you know, that, you know, my story. Thank you. And again, if anyone has any questions, feel free to PM me on Facebook or Nicola, or leave a comment below, or nicolagrace.com, and get in touch with Nicola via her Contact Us form. Thanks, Nicola. Have a great day, and I'm really looking forward to working with you. Thank you. Bye.